Hello everyone, welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table, we have a special one here for you. As you can see with the plaque on the table, this is the finals for the X Planet Games Store Championship for 2016 for Game of Thrones The Card Game 2nd edition, played in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. We have Sean on the left, who you saw in the last top 4 video, if you guys didn't see the previous videos in the series for this one, to see from round 1 all the way to the top 4 to now the finals. You can go back and see that. And subscribe. We got more Store Championship videos, more regional videos, more videos in general of Game of Thrones The Card Game coming up on the channel. Live streams also. Make sure you guys subscribe for those. And on the left, we have Sean. Like I said, he's playing Targaryen Fealty. He set up Viserion, Ser Jorah, Drogon, a Targaryen loyalist, and it looks like an Illyrio's estate. So quite the setup there. 6 cards. Wow. That's amazing. And on the right, we have Fernando, who's playing Baratheon Fealty. And he has 2 cards, but those 2 cards, they are something, that is for sure. Robert Baratheon with a Dragonstone Faithful. So that's also a good setup, I believe. Seeing your 7 coster on setup is usually a good thing. As long as they have a little protection from the march to the wall, that's for sure. So congrats on both players for making it here to the finals. Let's see who can take this one home. So even though Norm dropped there after the Swiss and had to leave and couldn't play in the elimination, we still see a Baratheon Fealty deck make its way to the final table. Not piloted by Norm, which was a shock to everybody. And Fernando obviously driving this thing with precision to make it here. And here we go. The first plots are flipped. We have summons flipped on the Baratheon side into Calm over Westeros flipped on the Targaryen side. And it looks like Fernando's dropping down his 10 cards, so he does not forget his summons when it is time to do it, which is pretty smart. I've seen players forget to do that plot after they sit there and mull over who's first or second player. So it looks like Fernando's chosen to go first. He is telling Sean he wants to hear what his plot is, so it triggers first. And it looks like Military Claim is going to be reduced by 1. And Melisandre's grabbed pretty quickly there. He knew what he was looking for, and he found it. So we have Robert Baratheon in play already. We could see Melisandre very quickly here.
We're running late. We haven't even leaving all of a sudden he's like, do you know you can grab me 10 for free? I'm like, okay. I was trying to leave before she got caught. Yeah, because I knew it was going to be out. I'm like, I don't know how to go.
So let's see what Fernando can do here with 4 gold. It looks like he does have a King's Road in hand there. And you should see both players take it pretty slow here, deciding on which characters they're going to marshal, what challenges they're going to initiate. It is the finals. It's not timed. So they will take their time thinking out each decision, trying to not make a mistake to let the championship slip through their hands. So we have the Dragonstone Faithful, knelt, and a gold spent there to play a Bastard in Hiding. We have the King's Road played that we saw in his hand there for 1. And we have 1 gold spent plus Fealty to play a Lightbringer on Robert Baratheon. It looks like a gold left and a King's Road. So it looks like going first, Fernando definitely wants to get extra use out of Robert, so that's why he chose to go the Lightbringer route there for sure. Whenever you can go first with him, getting 2 Intimidates is always great. And it looks like the King's Road will be used to play out a Fiery Followers there under the glare. So a little different. He didn't decide to bomb in Melisandre and then start playing the R'hllor cards after. He chose to play 2 R'hllor cards here instead before Melisandre, which I think is the better play to get a little more out on the board, card-wise there, so we can handle that military claim a little better. And get some extra use out of Robert, which is good. And I think you definitely want to focus on Robert there, knowing that his opponent had 4 characters already, is going to marshal more. So Robert is definitely good against large character boards, getting that strength buff when they're kneeling. Maybe Mississauga right now isn't the best play, since kneeling one of the dragons or Jorah or even the Dragonstone Faithful is not the best target. So we have the Plaza of Punishment in play, which is a little tough against the Baratheon deck, especially when they get the red keep going. Trying to win power challenges is pretty tough. Both these houses are the quote-unquote power challenge houses usually. Sean deciding what to do here with his remaining gold. Looks like he's flipping between 2 different cards there, trying to decide what to play. So he kneels the Dragonstone Faithful.
Oh, okay, so you have 4, okay.
And spends 4 gold, and we have Magister Illyrio in play. So quite the different start. Lots of characters played, cards played there to let him draw back up into more after setup. So Sean has seen quite a few cards in his deck, but we don't see Daenerys or Khal Drogo out in play yet, which we did see him play in the last couple games on the channel for sure. He got one or the other out pretty quick, but not seeing them here could be trouble. But getting the stand off Magister Illyrio is always good, but you do have to pay gold to do that, and Sean does not have any gold left. And I didn't catch which challenge is going on here. It looks like Robert's been knelt for a challenge. And he already is +2 strength from the Dragonstone Faithful and the Targaryen Loyalist in play. They are giving him +2 strength right now, so he is a 7. No Daenerys across the board to reduce his strength. But he does have that Intimidate, so you can't just go unopposed right away, especially we got dupes on the board if it's a military. You have no power on your house if it's a power. Oh, plus he has, sorry, he has Calm of Westeros reducing military claim. So, like, but you don't want to let it go unopposed because the Intimidate will kneel a character, but sometimes you just got to let it happen. So you got to remember, every character you kneel on your side of the board is another 1 strength to Robert, so he could still be in range to kneel someone else anyway. It looks like it was a power challenge. And Illyrio will be used to defend, and in the action window will be stood with Waken the Dragon.
So 4 to 7, so 3.
And we got a 3 difference there, which you heard Sean say, for the Intimidate.
No actions, not unopposed. Okay. Claim.
So we have 1 Renown hitting Robert there, standing him with Lightbringer once per round. Or sorry, I believe once per phase it is. And we will have the Intimidate kneeling Viserion, because all the other characters are 4 strength, which they're out of range from the Intimidate. So good job on Sean there, mitigating that Intimidate. But then putting that character back in the hand with Waken the Dragon. Someone who we spend 5 economy on to put him out on the board, that could be tough to keep replaying him. So looks like we have a military challenge now with Robert. And he is +3 strength right now, so he is at 8. And on Sean's side, it looks like he only has 8 military. So he can block it. He won't win it, but there is no claim. But Robert would get renown. And he won't stand from Lightbringer, but he does have that Intimidate. So if you do go unopposed, or if he just puts one character in, the other is going to get knelt. So he's put him in a tough spot here. Tough with those Baratheons. You want to let them go first because you don't want them to end up kneeling something you're going to play this round, so you have it standing, but sometimes they still can do that on you with their events. But then letting them go first with Robert on the board and him hitting you with some stand effect like Lightbringer or Steal the Hand on him, and man, trying to deal with those 2 Intimidates coming at you. Especially if they do some other challenges first, just to kneel out their board and try to kneel out a little bit on your board, and then they throw Robert at you, and he's just huge.
No, I know. I just realized my phone wasn't in my pocket.
So Sean really thinking this through. He's really trying to be careful here. Count it all out. Figure out how much Robert is, how much he could win Intimidate by, who he'd probably kneel, what you would have left standing for your challenges.
Close with 8.
And it looks like he will defend with 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, so 10 to 8.
And now Robert's at 10, so it's a difference of 2.
0 claim.
And there's Robert getting his renown, his second renown, sorry, from the challenge. And we got an intrigue with the Fiery Followers. And it looks like it's blocked by Sean with the Lirio.
He has to go back to your hand.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So Fernando remembering the Waken the Dragon there. Sean choosing not to put the card out like he did in the last video there to remind himself of Waken the Dragon. Did he do that on purpose? We don't know. But Fernando staying on top of it. And good job on him, not only remembering his stuff, but remembering his opponent's stuff. That is something I have trouble with. And so it's great to see players who can do that. So we have the Baratheon player at 3 power, 0 on the Targaryen side after the first round. And we have Filthy Accusations played on the Targaryen side. And Calling the Banners played on the Baratheon player side, which will net him 4 gold. And it looks like Robert Baratheon will be knelt by the Filthy Accusations plot there, which obviously I believe was the good call there. I don't think those Fiery Followers or Bastard in Hidings are much of a threat. And it looks like the Targaryen player, Sean, will go first. Let's see what he can marshal here. Did he get Drogo? Did he get Dany? You got a Braided Warriors. That is neither Dany or Drogo. And another Braided Warriors. So he's basically seeing every character that costs 3 or less in his deck and putting them out on the board here. He chooses not to play Magister Illyrio back on the board. And he is saving 2 gold on his plot card there. So I am smelling a put to the sword, which makes sense why he played the 2 Braided Warriors out there to each give 3 more strength to the military on his side to help get that through. And having Bob kneeling definitely is a good time for that. So this is his window here. If he has that put to the sword, we could see him possibly put the nail in the coffin here by killing Robert Baratheon. And if Fernando has that hand's judgment, he definitely needs to save 2 gold here. And hope that Sean does not have a hand's judgment. Or maybe it has a duplicate for Rob. Maybe a bodyguard. But he's counting out his gold here, deciding what to play, taking his time. Which I know sometimes you guys comment saying you want me to cut out the this decision-making time, you know, speed up the games a little bit, but especially in these finals games, I like to leave it in. I like people to see, you know, how people play. How time does matter in the game. I mean, usually you have 55 minutes, but in the finals they don't. I just want to show people that you don't have to feel rushed on these finals games, and you can see people. Some of the decisions, some of their tells, some of their flipping cards around. They're playing with gold. They're touching cards in play. They're throat clearing. You can tell. You can hear that stuff and kind of see what they're up to, and you can learn some stuff from those little things from your opponent. So I always like to just leave the footage the way it is, and also saves me a little bit of time in editing. But yeah, I apologize though if you guys are sitting through these decision points and thinking it's a little boring, but I definitely like to see it myself.
I get +2, so I'm at 4 right now.
Yep.
So it looks like a power challenge there with Viserion. Fully blocked with the Bastard in Hiding, who gets +2 off the red keep. And we also had Sir Davos put into play there.
Intrigue.
And it looks like 2 gold is saved there on calling the banners. And Fealty was used on the Baratheon side, but not on the Targaryen side. So he definitely can get a Dracarys off if he needs to make sure to get that put to the sword through if he needs that strength difference. So we have an Ours is the Fury played on Robert Baratheon, who is going to put him in the challenge, and if he does win it, he will stand. That event can swing games, people. I think that is the best Baratheon event there is to this point. Being loyal, you can reduce it. And yeah, it just
whatever
swings games.
It doesn't really matter what he is. You still win. Yeah.
Cool. For now.
And it looks like Sean getting a little frustrated there. You can hear it in his voice. And Robert will win and stand and gain renown. He is at 3 now on him for renown power. So even though he was knelt with filthy accusations, he is now standing. So that event, that event has screwed me so many times in games against Baratheon players. You always got to be wary of it. And it looks like Sean will just pass it over. And Littlefinger grab for claim on the Intrigue challenge. And no defenders. We'll get him an unopposed power. So the Baratheon player at 5 now. 2-0 on the Targaryen side. So we have unopposed, but no power claim there, because there's no power on Sean's house. And Rob will get a renown, though, and stand from Lightbringer. Wow. So when you thought Robert was out for the round, here he is, going to work, getting double stand happening, and just pulling more renown in and kneeling more characters.
I'll do military.
All those.
Sure. Fine.
Claim.
Yeah, play.
So Rob will win the military. Claim will be Viserion. His dupe, actually, sorry, will save him. And another renown. And it looks like no Intimidate used there on the Braided Warrior. And 2 will be drawn off the Red Keep. Dominance to the Baratheon side. And it looks like he is up to 9 power there. 5 on Rob, 4 on the house card.
My reserve is 6.
And it looks like Fernando is going to discard down to reserve here. And he gets rid of a Vanguard Lancer, which is pretty useless right now, considering there's no power on any cards on the opposing side. And he does have a fair share of weenies already on the board. And we have a fortified position played on the Targaryen side and a noble cause played on the Baratheon side. Targaryen player choosing who goes first here.
I'll go first. Sure.
So Sean, the Targaryen player, choosing to go first. And he collects his 5 gold. Let's see what he can marshal for 5 here.
Neil is 2. 2 more.
And we have a crown of gold put on Robert Baratheon. So he gains a 2nd king trait.
Oh, actually, sorry.
And he's -4 strength.
That's all 3. Good.
That'll definitely help reduce those intimidate Neils. By taking away 4 strength, it'll make Fernando have to play a little differently. And if he starts doing these challenges with Robert Baratheon first in the round, he will have to be careful from the Dracarys, which can reduce his strength again and burn him away. So he has more power on Robert than he does on his house cards, so that could really pull the game back a bit. And most likely, if he does have that put to the sword that he wasn't able to play last round, he saves some money for it again this round, so we will see.
How many cards I have?
5.
And we just heard Sean, the Targaryen player, has 5 cards left in hand. And remember, fortified position is in play, so all characters' text boxes are blank right now. So playing Melisandre right now does not get him a Neil effect, which is too bad. But he decides to play her anyway. It does seed the whole R'hllor Neil package for next round. And there is an Iron Throne. And we have a Consolidation of Power played using the Fealty.
Do I choose or you choose?
Who gets the power? Then choose one of those characters. So I choose.
So the Targaryen Loyalist gets a power, and Sean, the Targaryen player, is on the board now with 1 power. Against 9 on the Baratheon side.
Military?
Here we go.
4, 8.
Military all in with 14. So he does have that put to the sword that I was calling last round. I guarantee you it's the only way he would go all out with the Neil there. He wants to make sure that the opponent, even kneeling, Robert, Davos, Bastard in Hiding, and the Fiery Followers is out of range, but or is he truly? So Robert's 1. Fiery Followers is another 2, that's 3, plus Davos is 6. Plus the Bastard in Hiding is 8. So yeah, definitely that's a +5 there, and that's why he went in all in. See Fernando there shuffling angrily, knowing what's about to happen. Can't do anything to stop it that we see. So we're about to possibly lose Robert Baratheon here, but Sean has not seen his Khal Drogo or his Dany yet, so Fernando does have Melisandre out in play. So he is ahead on quote-unquote quality characters, the big boys. So he blocks the unopposed. We have the put to the sword. Killing Robert Baratheon. Lightbringer goes back to hand. The Crown of Gold hits the discard pile, being terminal.
Moral victory. Even if I lose. Go ahead.
Nice. I misplayed. I should have considered that. No. Power.
So power, no defenders from the Dragonstone Faithful.
No
I
claim.
have no claim. No.
No claim on the house there, so just an opposed bonus. And it looks like a intrigue with Fiery Followers unopposed. Grabbing Magister Illyrio. And we have a military challenge with Sir Davos, another unopposed, using the dupe on Viserion to save there.
Yeah.
I know where you act.
And dominance is to you.
And with the Baratheon player, should be collecting dominance here. Not sure if he did. But looks like he's at 7 power against 1 on the Targaryen side.
Unless you didn't.
I have 7. I have discard.
And it looks
I have 3.
like
You have 3 cards.
looks like reserve. The dupe for the red keep was discarded there to meet reserve.
Did I remember to take one for the Dom? Does anyone know? Or can I check the
I
calendar?
don't remember.
Shoot, I don't want to get myself in there.
So it looks like Fernando is realizing he forgot to take a Dom.
You were watching. Did you see me take an extra?
He's just asking that sexy tournament organizer, Rob St. John, there, if he took it. And was there standing over the players and reminded him that he did not. So he did ask, and you can't lie to the guy. He didn't take it, so
That's about the only thing.
he needed to take it, that's for sure. Thought he missed it there.
Let me just think.
So I gotta take it a little slow there after challenges. I mean, he knelt the red keep to know to draw cards, but then he did the reaction for the Fiery Followers at the start of dominance, then drew the cards for the red keep. So I can see why I got a little confused and forgot to take the power. So sometimes you just gotta slow it down, and even though your opponent's kind of rushing ahead, standing their characters, just make sure you say it out loud that you're doing your steps, you know. So 8-1 is the score. Robert Baratheon in the dead pile.
Okay, I'm good.
Ready?
And we have a Wildfire played on the Baratheon side, and a Calling the Banners. Oh, ouch. So Fernando choosing who goes first. He should pick himself, whittle down the board to make sure Sean does not capitalize off the gold off Calling the Banners.
Four's on there first. That's fine.
So you're still going first? Okay.
And it looks like Fernando did choose to go first. Wildfire Assault will go off, leaving Melisandre, Fiery Followers, and Sir Davos in play. And it looks like Sean choosing to kill the Targaryen Loyalist, so he's losing the only power he had.
I get 3 goals.
And we have Viserion, Ser Jorah with a dupe, and Drogon left in play. And Sean only taking 3 gold instead of a possible, I think he would have got 5 there from the opponent, so he would have been at 8 gold, been able to play any large character he sees or has in hand. And now he's only at 3 gold plus his Illyrio estate. So quite different. Oh, sorry, plus the other 3 from the current characters. Sorry, my bad. 6 gold plus the Illyrio estate. Yes, he can play any big character. Rob, what are you doing? Yeah, sorry. But, yeah, sorry, that Wildfire just stopped him from getting 2 extra gold. Still in range for the big dudes. Plus a fealty. Yeah, he's got lots of economy still. So let's see what Fernando marshals here. He gets 5 gold, 1 from the Rose Road, 4 from the plot. Did he see R'hllor card? He does have Lightbringer there if he wants to, just to play it on a character, even though they don't have Renown, just to use Melisandre's ability. You could drop out a weenie, put it on the weenie, kill the weenie later, bring Lightbringer back to hand. Oh, there's a target for Lightbringer. But he does not have the money to play Lightbringer. And he plays Stannis Baratheon using Fealty. And over to the Targaryen player for marshalling. And he sees a King's Road also, so Sean definitely gets the economy he needs there. And he has an Unsullied.
Go ahead.
And that's all. Wow, he is not seen as Drogo or as Dany.
Cards in hand?
So 7 cards in Fernando's hand here.
Any cards in your hand?
3.
It's yours.
First reaction. I got it. Cool. Alright.
So looks like an intrigue challenger. The fiery followers blocked by Jorah, who will get a betrayal token and a renown. And keep the cards in Sean's hand safe.
Do you have any actions?
No, dark challenge action?
So Awaken the Dragon played to stand Ser Jorah. And there's the Awaken the Dragon put under Ser Jorah, so he remembers. So Fernando deciding to do a challenge or not. Checking on his opponent's board, checking on his characters, adding up strength, checking icons, looking at his hand. Trying to math out this challenge phase. See what the best plays are. You gotta remember that Plaza of Punishment is staring at you across the table there. So if you lose a power challenge, it could eat your fiery followers. So over to Sean here for a military with Drogon. 4 strength.
But it doesn't mention the number on it.
No, I'd personally go no defenders here. Just kill the fiery followers so that you have enough power icons standing to make sure Sean does not win that power challenge against you with that Plaza punishment in play. But we will see what he does here. He does have 2 gold on his house card, but 4 strength is not enough to get you the put to the sword. And there he goes, unopposed, takes the fiery followers. Looks like 2 cards left for Sean's hand there. Does he want to?
Intrigue?
Well, I guess the Baratheon player already went first, so you might as well just do your intrigue here. See if you can get Melisandre to kneel out. But it doesn't look like he has enough to win the intrigue on the board right now. And no defenders declared.
First reaction. Claim.
And we got Selyse Baratheon grabbed out of the hand there for intrigue claim.
Cards in hand?
6.
I'll pass challenges. Okay, and the challenges?
I don't recall. I didn't do a power challenge. I didn't lose one.
No, you didn't lose one. Okay, you're good to be like.
Options are options.
So we have the red keep knelt there at the end of the phase, since you did not lose a power challenge. Draw 2 more cards. He's going to have to definitely get down for reserve.
7 standing? Yeah, I need.
Only 2 standby? Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, I only have these 2
Cool.
standing.
So all characters are stood because no more than 2 were knelt there for Stannis' ability. And we have filthy accusations flipped on the Targaryen, or on the Baratheon side, sorry, into summons on the Targaryen side.
Okay. What are you doing?
So we know who Sean is looking for with his summons. He's definitely going to try to get Dany, but he'll take Drogo if he can see him. And Drogon will be knelt with filthy accusations. And Khal Drogo is who he grabs from the summons.
Oops.
So we have a Rose Road played. So it looks like the Targaryen player is going first.
Big one.
And a Targaryen loyalist put in play for some more economy.
Sacrifice.
And the King's Road has been popped.
Okay, one more. Never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
And Khal Drogo is in play.
And we'll place a deep on Jorah.
And Sir Jorah Mormont gets a duplicate.
3 golds though.
And looks like he's sitting on 3 gold after that Marshal. Over to Fernando, the Baratheon player, to Marshal. Let's see what he puts out here for 5 gold. Definitely has options, that's for sure. It looks like he has a Milk of the Poppy in his hand there, if I see correctly.
Should have heard that was too.
Speaker back here.
Looks like we have the Baratheon House card Nelt for Fealty. And Lightbringer played for gold.
Actually,
It looks like he was going to try to kneel the dragon there with Melisandre's ability. Well, I guess he does. And a Milk of the Poppy played on Khal Drogo. So he's definitely kneeling Viserion there to prevent the possible Dracarys. Or at least reduce the chances of Dracarys. And a dupe played on Lightbringer so that it's not discarded for confiscation. Or Viserys Targaryen, if he were in play. And we got Shireen Baratheon played. Remember, when she is killed, she can kneel a character. And it looks like Sean's passing his challenges. So he goes from being in a position where he could do 2 militaries, get some renown, whittle down the opponent's board, to a couple kneel effects and a kneel effect and a Milk of the Poppy, and suddenly his challenge phase isn't looking so great. And he loses the intrigue there, which gets rid of the duplicate Plaza punishment, which looks like was the only card left in his hand. So things are definitely looking different here for Sean, the Targaryen player, than in the last video when you saw Dany early with lots of stand effects. Getting that card draw in Targaryen definitely keeps the pressure going, but he hasn't really seen any card draw, so it's kind of puttered out. Now he's got an empty hand. He's having trouble digging for those key characters when he doesn't see them due to his deck variants. So it's kind of sad we haven't seen Daenerys hit the board with all the dragons running around. And we got Support of the People played here after winning the Power Challenge by more than 5. Taking one of the 2 power off of the Targaryen player's house card, putting him down to 3 power. And right now the Baratheon player looks to be at 10. He hasn't taken his claim yet. It looks like a Rose Road will be put into play. So we do not see the Chamber of the Painted Table, which he probably was looking for.
Let's see. Did I do the unopposed? Did I move the guy?
No, you didn't. You haven't gotten any power yet.
Yes. Okay, because I'm still. Okay,
You
so
still did reactions. I've already taken my claim, so you need 2 power.
reactions post. Then it's a claim.
So up to 12 power there after taking unopposed and claim. And a renown for the keyword step here. And Lightbringer's reaction, standing Stannis. So 13. 13 to 3 here. Remember, he has 8 strength to his dominance from the Iron Throne. So he could get an additional power during dominance here.
3.
military challenge of 5. No defenders. And it looks like that's going to be it. And Sean's just going to give it to him. So congrats to Fernando for taking down the X-Planet Game of Thrones 2nd Edition Store Championship. There you see him there with that sexy tournament organizer, Rob St. John. Oh, man. Just joking. Ugly bastard. Alright, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this series of the X-Planet Store Championship. Thanks to X-Planet for hosting us. Thank you all you guys for supporting this. Thanks to all the players for playing on the camera. And yeah, we'll see you guys for sure in the next Store Championship series coming up, and in our live streams and whatnot. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button to see more Game of Thrones content. See you later, and thanks for watching.